Hello, on this video I'm going to show you how to do ribbon embroidery, a ribbon stitch. This is the only stitch that is unique to ribbon work, so once you've learnt this stitch you can do ribbon embroidery. Ribbon embroidery. This is a ribbon stitch I'm going to show you. These little guys here, and you can work them with either pure silk ribbon or sheer organza ribbon. As long as the ribbon is soft and will go through the fabric, you can use it. Now, you don't want to use more than about 40 centimetres, otherwise every time you go up and down through the fabric it will slightly deteriorate. Cut your ribbon at an angle and you'll find it's much easier then to thread it into your needle. It has a large eye, a sharp end, so that it will pierce the fabric and will take the ribbon down through the fabric without damaging the ribbon. Thread it through. Now you can embroider like this, nothing wrong with it, but with the silk and the sheer ribbons, as you go up and down each time, the needle might come unthreaded. It's not a problem, we've got a little trick. So pass the ribbon through the needle and then take the end of the sharp point of the needle and take it through the end of the ribbon. Hold on to the sharp point and pull the long piece of ribbon. This will then anchor the ribbon to the needle so that you don't have to worry about it. We're using polycotton fabric, but experiment. You can, here I've embroidered onto wool, and on here I've actually embroidered onto a silicone case for my iPhone. So it's very versatile. I'm using a hoop. Place the fabric into the hoop and push it in place. This just keeps the fabric nice and tight so you don't have to worry about it. Bring the needle up through the fabric. Rather than just pulling at it, if you give it a little wiggle, it means that it will come through much easier. Turn it over and leave yourself a long enough tail. Lay the ribbon onto the fabric and hold it with your thumb. Now you want your ribbon to be flat, but not too flat. We want to lift it up. If you think of the flowers in nature, you want like a little gust of air, just lifted the ribbon up very slightly and you've got a gap between the ribbon and the fabric. Take your needle over the top of your thumb and pierce the ribbon and the fabric. Now we haven't started with any knot or anything on the back, so if you just turn it over, if you haven't captured it, then just take the end of the ribbon over your needle and just hold it in place. That means it will not come undone. So keep your thumb there at all times. Wiggle and pull. Now your ribbon will twist, don't worry about it, it will sort itself out. Keep going until your thumb is covered. Now this stage, be very gentle, you just want to ease the ribbon down. You can see it curl. That's it, that's a perfect ribbon stitch. Now I'll show you what happens if it goes wrong. If you do pull too hard, you'll end up with a straight stitch. Not perfect. You can rectify it by using your needle and slightly lifting it up, but you will never get a perfect stitch again. So just learn to be very gentle and not to pull too hard. Now nobody else will notice that that's a faulty stitch, but once you've done one or two, you will start to notice it. So come back up in the centre again. Try and come up through clean fabric each time rather than going through the ribbon and the fabric. And then pull it through. Turn it over. Keep watching, because don't forget, if you pull too hard at this stage, you could lose your top flower. Lay it down onto the fabric. Use your needle to slightly lift it. Remember the gust of air, and then pop your needle back down through the centre and wiggle it through. Now you can do 4 or 5 of those in a circle to create flowers, like this one here. Same stitch, same ribbon. I've just made my stitch slightly longer for the iPhone case. And on my tulip, I've used the same stitch, but I've used 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Same stitch again for the petal, for the leaves, but I've used a 4mm ribbon rather than a 10mm or a 7mm for the tulips. And once again, these are all made using the ribbon stitch. Same stitch, ribbon stitch. So come up, turn it over, watch what you're doing, lay the ribbon flat, use your needle to lift it, and then pop your needle back down through. There you go, that's your ribbon stitch.